let it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. Now
it's here, ladies and gentlemen.
What should I say?
Boys and girls around this beautiful globe. My name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, let's continue to grind and shine, talking about these Dallas Cowboys and the help that is needed, the growth aspect of this team, the leadership, the Micah Parsons factor. Let that factor in. Cowboys training camp updates plus more, as they say, more and more. More and more. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. No San Fran audio here. Come on with it. Shout out to you, Toxic Tom. Battle Cowboy 999 for your mind. I see you. JT in the building. I see you, JT. Jared Thomas. Come on with it. Keeping it promised. Kelvin Hicks in the mix. I see you. Edward Montgomery. Chill Mode D. 5, 4, 3, 2, and Ace Boogie. What? Come on with it. The boy said no days off, right? Come on with it. And what else no? What they say? What else is no? What they do? Does it? But they can come. Yeah. Original. Come on with it, Cowboy Nation. Appreciate everybody for rocking with the nation. Also, there's a growing trend, and I could be on the opposite end of it. I could be crazy with it. But let me know what the hell is going on. Nah. But what's going on with Jake Ferguson? A lot of people been out on Jake Ferguson, and of course we hear in news and storylines that he's not getting first team reps or what have you. What happened to him, man? Did he lose his mojo, or can somebody help a brother out? HBO me and inform me of what's going on with Jake Ferguson. I'm just reading the I guess you can say the temperature for the Cowboys community on Jake Ferguson, and a lot of people are out on him, and I just want to know like what a difference a year can make. And let me see if I can pull this up. Y'all bear with me, man. Building the plane as we fly. Should be a jumbo jet by now. What's going on with Ferg? You know, I just want to know before I start playing this audio and everything. That's what it is, D-Lo. D'Angelo says he got married. You know, when you get married, they take them legs from you. You know, he ain't marrying one of those Kardashians, are he? You know, because I know the Kardashians curse. You know, they've been around. They going around for 30 years now. Those Kardashians, they don't age, man. They the real vampires. Come on with it. Yes, indeed. I was in L.A. about 4 or 5 years ago, and they were saying that I dated one of the Kardashians. I was like, no, it wasn't me. It was my cousin and them. James Harden. James Harden even dated one of the Kardashians. Come on. But it's just one of those things that I want to know from you all. And shout out to Terrence Parsons. He captured some audio just the other day of Bobby Belt talking about this. And let me just play this audio right quick. Maybe this is where it's coming from.
A light day. We're missing a number of guys in practice. Carson is still working back at corner. Andrew Booth didn't practice. Shamar James didn't practice. But, the first team defense was pretty much locked in. The only thing that I saw in terms of people subbing out or anything a little odd was on the offense. And that was Jake Ferguson was not getting the reps at first team tight end for some reason. I don't know why. He was out there practicing. He would get reps in with the second team offense. He did first team reps in 7-on-7, but Brevin Spanford was out there getting the first reps at tight end. Then it was Luke Schoonmaker with the first team. And then when they would go 2 tight end packages, it was Spanford and Schoonmaker.
Man, Spanford and Schoonmaker. And I don't want to dive into this too deeply. I definitely don't want to dive into this too deeply. Y'all know Ferg, my guy, man. And he was a dog, man. Last time I seen a postseason game that we had anybody giving us anything was Jake Ferguson against those Green Bay Packers, right? But I want to know how you guys feel this. Coach said you will see this. Okay, Coach did say you will see this. Because here's my God honest truth. If Brevin Spanford can live up to his expectations, he is being equivalency of a poor man's version of a Shannon Sharp-like-esque. And I'm not using Shay Sharp as a name just for buzz.
All I ask.
But he do have high upside. Like Brevin Spanford can be that Jared Cook for us, or not Tony Gonzalez. I'm not going to go that far, or Gronk or Jason Witten to that degree. But what I'm saying is that, or Antonio, what's that guy name? Gates. I'm not going that far down or Ben Coates. But what I'm getting at is that he can be a real solid player for us if he live up to his potentials. Even though he was undrafted, the man is built like a freight train, and he can run, he can block. He just had some concentration drops. So if he's getting first team reps, then that's good. It's a win-win for us. But I'm trying to figure out, I know what Ferg can do, right? And I've seen what he can't do as it relates to that head injury and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? So, yeah, LeBron James. Brevin Spanford is like LeBron James and cleats. Yeah, 6'7", 270. Let's hope he do work out. Yeah. And most definitely he's more athletic than Jason Witten. But what I'm getting at is that potential side, maybe Martellus Bennett on the good behavior side of it, So what I'm saying is basically when you look at everything, he could be the elixir or the hidden weapon. And they could be just saying to themselves, let's throw something different at the media. Let's give a guy who worked out, hit his numbers during the offseason, let's give him some first-team reps. You never know what you got out of it or what you can get out of it. And I do like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. But what I don't want us to fall into the traps, and we are keen to doing this or known to doing this, is the Cowboys fan base. Instead of having two good things, we would rather sully one and elevate the other, cast aspersions on one, and then spit upon the other one and uplift the other. I don't want all of that. We can have two good things, right? We can have twin set tight ends, right? We can have the Gronkowski and the Aaron Hernandez without the allegations approach. You know what? That would have been a crazy room if Aaron Hernandez and Diddy in the same room. That would have been crazy. But that's a whole nother conversation, though. I'm getting at that it's a situation that it's a good problem for us to have, right? I know Schoonmaker, when I said about, a week and a half ago when we was at the resort, I said that Schoonmaker is your most complete tight end, meaning that he can catch, he can block, he can run, but that doesn't mean that he does all of that stuff well, but he does everything well, and he's the oldest guy in the room. But not to waste all of the time talking about tight ends, and pause if necessary, but what I'm getting at is that if this is a situation that Jake Ferguson coming to this particular training camp with his mind and mental mindset all together, boy, we got good problems, boy. We do. Now, and then we can run other packages. We don't have to be on a germane to ace or 11 personnel. We can get into the bags of 12 and 13 personnel. We can get into the bag of, knowing this particular coaching staff, we may see 22 personnel. So it's so many things that we can get into, Cowboy Nation, and I really want to be able to expound upon that. But neither here nor there. Questionings were involved with Micah Parsons just the other day in his presser. And let's listen to this, and shout out to Cowboys Fan Club on YouTube for capturing these moments in AppreciateDallasCowboys.com. No copyright infringement is intended.
Yeah, I'll still be in Oxnard. I already got my house. It's already said and done, so I'll be in Oxnard, me, my kids, my family, so we'll be there.
Will you be on the practice field?
Yeah, I'll be out there.
A number of guys in Parsons' situation are not at minicamp. You know, TJ Watt, Henderson, guys who work on country not there. Why is it important for him to be here? What does that say about, you know, obviously he wasn't here for some of the OTAs, but why is it important to you and suddenly you're excited that he's here?
Yeah, well, number one, I mean, to have everybody here, perfect attendance is a good thing. I think it just shows you that he's serious about what we've talked about, which is developing that leadership mentality, the mindset to be a guy that we can count on, and not just the fourth quarter when he's got to, you know, make a big sack or get pressure on the quarterback, but just in general throughout the course of a week. And it's a long season. We all know that. And my conversations with Micah have been great, and really all the guys. But he's doing the things he's supposed to do.
He said he's doing the things he's supposed to do. And we already know, man, you know, Jerry gonna be Jerry. You know, he con artist, you know, he gonna con him a little bit. And that's Jerry talking to Parsons. And y'all rag Parsons so hard and heavy, that man got a skull cap on when it's 95 degrees outside. And that's okay. But what I'm getting at is that, you know, the ingredients that Coach said, that he's serious about his craft, that this is a commitment. He's loyal to the star. I'm just paraphrasing. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, when you look at the total picture, man, we don't have to worry about us fighting each other, value and worth and all of this stuff. Y'all remember, oh, man, he ain't worth it, man. He ain't, you know, all of that bullshit. We don't have to worry about that. Everybody is there. There's no sullying of that part from us, of worrying about the 3-ladder, the 4-ladder. They mad right now. The 3-ladder, the 4-ladder networks, they are extremely mad right now. Why are they mad, Law? They are mad because that they can't create conflicts and drama with the content of the Cowboys, right? Can you imagine if Parsons were to hold out? You know, if he was just holding out, if Parsons said, hey, I'm not coming, boy, drama. It would have been literally just like this. Where my breaking news guy at? You know, where my breaking news button? Here we go. Breaking news, the Cowboys still have drama and Big D. The Cowboys, Micah Parsons. Yes, the all-pro Micah Parsons is not showing up to training camp. And this is something that the Cowboys get in their own way with, and blah, 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 and who shot Tom and Bob and Billy. You know, all of this stuff that they will be saying on the 3-ladder, the 4-ladder network. And now this season, we took that away from them. They got to really do their homework now. They really got to fit in a situation to talk badly about the Cowboys. And they may do it with rankings, right? They may say, well, the quarterback, he's middle of the pack, Dak, or he's not top 20, or he's not top 15. Here's such and such quarterback rankings. I love this conversation, right? Basically, because at the end of the day, they can't find real substance to talk about, and that's good stuff. And I'm glad that Parsons is pretty much taking a high road and saying, you know what, I'm here, I'm working out. I know David Mulugeta, he didn't sleep. I bet you the next picture y'all see of David Mulugeta, he got more grays in his head, and he might have less hair on his head, you know, and because those are things that's going to happen, because he's looking at this like, man, Micah Parsons have an opportunity to be paid the highest non-quarterback player in the National Football League. He do have that opportunity, but his loyalty and his commitment is there. He's in the mix. Yeah, if the brother get a hangnail, hey, man, you know, that's cause to pause. But Micah Parsons is showcasing that, hey, I'm here for the team, and I'm not just here for me, right? And this is a smart move / bad move because of these things that's factored in. But let's listen to the rest of it.
In terms of he's training, he's prepping, he's been in, he's been out, and nobody's more excited than Mike.
Oh, before we go further, are you guys enjoying the show? If you guys are enjoying the show, please hit that like button, share this content. I know you guys. And if you've gotten the, I want to say notification, just put it 4 in the chat and say, yeah, I got a notification. If you're not getting notification, let me know. And that would be valuable feedback that we can submit back to YouTube. But I really want you guys to appreciate the show if possible. And sharing is caring. Sharing.
Micah about what we're building here, and he's excited to be back in the building doing it.
Give me a phone call, tell you good night. What did you think about that?
Well, I was really kind of pissed off at my kids, to be honest with you. I called my son Sutton. I said, "Bud, you got to look out for Dad. I don't look at these. I don't know these things." But I just thought he missed.
So that's the end of that audio clipping there, and basically, we going to paraphrase a little bit what's going on with the actual Cowboys. What happened just yesterday at practice. But before we go further into that, the Cowboys did decide to bring in somebody to work out with the team, and we're going to listen to the overall message there. And I really appreciate you guys so much. And let me see if I can find said audio. I thought I had it in the clippings already, but I didn't. But that's okay. We gonna build the plane as we fly. Cowboys. So here, let's listen in to what we said yesterday about this pickup, and let me know how y'all feel. The Cowboys bring in Dever Livingston, or Devi Livingston, however you say that man's name. He is a defensive tackle, more of a 3-tech/5 tech. He's not a 1 tech. He's not a guy that you're going to put down inside because he's 6'3", 285, give or take. So he's not this big burly guy, but he is a defensive tackle, and the Cowboys are working him out. Now, the last time that he was in college, he had 10.5 tackles for loss, right at 6 sacks in the season or what have you, or overall in his career. And he got short area quickness, burst, get upfield. Those are things that you look for, especially out of a defensive tackle, right? And the Cowboys, if you pride yourself on stopping the run, that's his calling card. He's a good run stopper, get upfield, quick twitch, burst, acceleration, get off the line. He's undersized, so he's more of a tweener than anything, standing at 6'3.5", 285, give or take. I've seen some weight charts had him at 279. So he's not the biggest of the biggest guys, but he is a defensive tackle. And I don't know if the Cowboys are just playing around with their food with this, but they are trying to leave no stone unturned, and they are bringing him in to work out Livingston. So all I can say is we got a long way to go, not a short way, as it relates to this defensive tackle. Here's my thoughts on it. I think that the Cowboys will bring in a veteran, right? But they got to at least see what they got out of the guys that they have now. Look for, if this all work out, look for the Cowboys to release another person so they can elevate him on this particular team. I don't know who it may be, but what I can say is if they like what they seen out of the SMU kid, then maybe, just maybe. But if you look at the tape when he was in college or what have you, he do have bursts, he do have acceleration, he can get upfield. Some of the things that you may have reservations on are just the common things because of the size. But last season when he played for the Memphis Showboats, he had played 5 games, recorded 13 tackles and 2 sacks. So if he's a guy that can at least turn the corner to help us out, then that's a plus for us. But then again, if we are hoping and wishing that he can be a difference maker, man, I got to land on the moon for sale for you. But neither here nor there. Leave no stone unturned. UFL, he played for that team. Maybe, just maybe something can work out. You know, that's all I can say is, and I'm never going to get mad or begrudge someone for coming over here trying to make the team. We always root for the underdog. So, hey, everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And keep this in mind. I love saying this. You know, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So as long as DeSoto on my guy Livingston is ready to get out there to showcase to the world that, hey, I belong here, I can make it out of nowhere, then, hey, who am I to say that he can't? But let's see what he does, and let's see if he can make this team, Cowboy Nation. At least they are looking into the mindset of bringing in a defensive tackle. May not be the one that you want, but he's a 5-tech/3 tech guy, so we will see what he's going to do down the stretch. We still need that 1 tech, right? We still need somebody that can gobble up inside and occupy too. But he's more of a get upfield, shoot, and get up there and get to the quarterback or the runner. Let's look at some of this film, though. As we look at his get off, it's there, scoop, got down inside, good shoulder bend. And then if we look at this part of it, he's able to get off of the side there. That's good. Not a long conversation. Good hands and get around to the quarterback there. Good hands. Plow. Hey, I do like that. That is something that we can look back at and say, all right, cool. And then when we look at something like, fighting through the echoes of the whistle. Now, this is college, of course. When we get to the pros, it's a whole nother level. I do like him fighting. So he got the heart to fight, right? And then scrape. He's good laterally, right? So he got good feet. And he got good hand placement. Kind of play with his pad levels a little too high, but that can be workable. Cowboy Nation, that's all the time that we have at this moment. Be sure to hit that like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. I love my closing. Yes, indeed. I'm glad I didn't wear the same shirt on, man. God dog. But I had the shoddy hoodie on yesterday. But same headband, though. Same headband. I didn't age that much from one day to the next. But I would say this, though. The Cowboys are literally, somebody said Amazon workers, Walmart employees. Where the Target love at, man? Where the Target guys at? Costco's, and as well as Uber Eats and Uber, I guess, Lyft. But they bringing in, I think Perion Winfrey is a good name that I can look up, because I recall him. What school he went to, y'all? He went to one of those good schools. I forgot, but I think Perion is a good guy that we can take a real good look at. And then we're looking at cornerbacks, Jerry Jacobs. And then we also got Robert Rochelle and Noah Fant cousin, George Fant, who Princeton Fant is here too. So they got the whole Fant family, the Fant Flones, the Fant Stones. But I appreciate you guys. Let me do this right quick. Perion. What school he went to? The Oklahoma Sooners? Okay, Sooners, okay. I thought I did some research on him before. Oh, he's 6'4", 290. So he's going to be more of a 3-tech, 5-tech too. So ain't no big boy. There ain't nobody that I can say, yeah, man, he's about 380, 390, but it is for what it is. I'm saying this because what do this also showcase to you all? Yeah. What do this showcase to you all? That the Cowboys are targeting interior guys like a defensive tackles. They are also targeting cornerbacks like a Jerry Jacobs and Rochelle, right? And offensive tackles. So this to me could also paint a picture that the Cowboys are looking at these areas where they are having the most concerns at, and that's defensive tackles. Come on, Toxic, man. He said, nah, they're just showcasing us, man, that they cheap. They cheap. Man, these boys, man, let me see. Over the cap, all right, let's go to over the cap. Not anything else. Okay. $32 million, and these boys are cheap, man. Where you at? Where the cheap button at? Rex! Bargain bin, scratching and scraping and scrambling and scraping. Play those closet boys, Yes, indeed. Oh my gosh, man. Marshalls. Hey, every now and then, let me tell you what you do. You go to Ross or Marshalls or TJ Maxx, Burlington Coat Factory. Yeah, I think it's Burlington's, right? Plato's Closet. Yeah, you go. What you do is, here's what you do. Free game. Hey, ain't talking about y'all rich folks up in here, Go to a prominent area, like a prominent neighborhood, and find the nearest Marshall from there. And 9 times out, or the nearest Play-Doh closet from there, and you get some good stuff, right? Or go by the nearest mega mall that you have, like in Dallas, they got North Park Mall. Go by the nearest TJ's or Marshall's or Burlington Coat Factory, and you will find some of the greatest gifts, man. You'll be like, hey, that's Louis Vuitton, that's Louis V, Hey, man, that's a True Religion, Yeah. Wait, why they spell religion wrong that way? That's True Regions, man. That's not religions, That boy said, man, he got the True Regions on, man. They're not religion. But y'all get me what I'm saying. The Cowboys, as much as we want to dog them, man, Ross for less than, yeah. As much as we want to dog them, they still gives us a little grace. We got to give them a little grace, a little mercy, because we can pull up Tony Romo. We can pull up Miles Austin, before the Kardashians, though, by the way. And we can pull up Brandon Aubrey, right? We can pull these numbers around. Jeff Heath, to a degree, right? Jeff Heath was undrafted, right? We can pull up Cole Beasley, Beasley, right? Louis Crouton, man. Oh, my God, we can pull up a Cavante Turpin, So those are things that, and I know, I get it, false hope and all of this good stuff. But at the end of the day, the bargain shopping is what the Cowboys do. It was fuels the Cowboys. And when we're talking about fueling the Cowboys, let me tell y'all something what fuels the nation. And I'm talking about human fuel for the nation. Is I got this new sponsor thing that we're going to talk about, and it's got all of the ingredients that you need, 27 minerals, and it is pretty much wonderful to the taste. See, y'all didn't know y'all was going to get this fuel, what fuels me. And somebody said Bryce Butler, AliExpress, but I'm going to express this right here with the fuels of the law. Now, to me, the vanilla is pretty good. I like the vanilla. And the iced coffee, I'm more of an iced coffee guy. The iced coffee brand is really good. It's unique. It gives you all of the energy that you would need. And on top of that, just for transparency, I tried all of these. And the one that I like the least is this strawberry banana. It gives you that little chalky taste, and I really don't like the chalky taste. But hey, out of the other flavorings that they have, is pretty good. So be sure, if you want to get on the level to fuel yourself with energy and get yourself movement, because this is the ultimate complete meal for you in your diet or whatever you may partake on. And as well as Darren Posey. What you got? You got a box of honey packs. Now, granted, maybe the strawberry banana, you can squeeze the honey pack in it. Hey, but if that hitting, I'm telling you for sure, if that's hitting, then what you can do is reach out to human, because this is human fuel, right? You can reach out to them, and then you can get, some type of discovery of like, hey, I'm adding honey, the honey pack to it, and it's fueling me and it's giving me all type of energy. And this is the ultimate on-the-go meal. This is not a protein thing. This is an absolute complete meal with 35 grams of protein, 27 minerals and vitamins, and 0 artificial sweeteners. So if you get that real honey and you add it to it, then that's a plus. And be sure when you download it or update it and you go to that website, use promo code LAW. Yes, indeed. Made for real humans, right? Natural energy, none of that placebo. Yes, indeed. But appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in and being part of this. But back to the Cowboys conversation that rules the nation or fuse the nation with Hugh, be sure to check us out because I want to know about all of this, Cowboys, on how you guys are pretty much feeling about these individuals. These individuals right here. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, let me know. Do these guys even move a needle? They shouldn't, but do these guys even move a needle? Can y'all let me know? Real talk. I want to know. I need to know. I got to know. Let me know. Yeah. None of these guys, no wonder. Wait a minute. Toxic Tom, you crazy. Law, and this is action power law. If Diddy asks you if he could be a sponsor, would you do it? Riggs. If Diddy asked if he could be a sponsor. If Diddy asks, Now, speaking of sponsors and speaking of support, now if Diddy asks to be a sponsor, there's a price associated with everything. You get what I'm saying? There's a price to do with everything. People are ragging on Diddy for right now because he got caught. That's just the only thing. Hey, where y'all think that he got all of this stuff from? Y'all think, if y'all believe that Diddy was the first one to do freak offs, I got Land on the Moon for sale, because Walt Disney wasn't a saint, right? And the Rothschilds and all of these other guys, they ain't saints around here. The Bohemian Grove crews, nobody's saints around here, And some of the popes and some of those other people that's over there in those cathedrals, they ain't saints. So, hey, it is for what it is. And last but not least, y'all really think that Jerry Jones and Diddy, the same situation, similar, but same and all of this stuff. I'm just saying, they got the same cases against them. It's just that Jerry got more money. Y'all give me what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, Hugh Hefner, everybody, man. So I'm just saying, he just got caught. That's all I'm saying. Coco Chanel, Balenciaga. Have y'all ever looked up that Balenciaga stuff? Man, Jeffrey Epstein, Trump. Have y'all looked up Trump? One thing about Trump, at least he gonna tell you the real. He said you gotta grab him by the, Law finna get canceled. Yeah, they finna send a whole cease and desist to Law. Yes, indeed. Trump just haven't got caught. Shit. Yeah. And Barack out here said, nah, I'm Barry Obama. Sure. Barack changing his name and everything. Kids don't even want to associate themselves with Barack. He was caught up on some stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Nigel Wanza $5. Jerry definitely has boxes of baby oil on his yacht.
Jerry's smart enough. That's why he got the yacht. Hey, I'm not in the United States in this particular situation. I sailed on the other side, so you can't even control what I'm about to do at these parties. All of them guilty. Hey, Tony said, hey, man, now chill, Law. You going to the deep end. Come on with it. What happened to that guy, Law, man? He was talking too much real stuff, man. Riggs! I didn't know that about Barack and Michelle. Oh, my God. They sleep in two different houses. Oh my God, the kids don't want to be a part of them.
Swallowed up. Have you ever
Oh
been
my
swallowed?
goodness. TD Jakes after me now. And Kirk Franklin. Everybody after Law.
But they did do some things in team, just a little bit of team, some 2-minute stuff. And then they did some red zone stuff. So it was a good practice to kind of get. Now, things I've noticed. First off, they are working Lamb and our little guy Turpin.
I love Brian Brothers, boy. yeah. Listen properly and shout out to 105.3 The Fan, the 4 panel right here doing not a good job at all. Just let them know they're not doing a good job. They're doing a great job.
Turpin.
Or Deuce Vaughn.
No. Vaughn actually ahead of Blue.
The Littles?
Wow. Right now. Like when they went to some two work, they put Vaughn ahead of Blue in some of those opportunities.
It wasn't the little guys, the little boys. Hey, y'all remember last year, man, when they had that package out there with Brandon Cooks, Deuce Vaughn, and Cavante Turpin. And I said, what's going on? Tiny boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? Tiny boys. hey, this Tiny Boy Sessions, boy, y'all better watch out. Pull your strap on me. You better kill me. Because my fofo make sure all your kids won't grow. Y'all better watch out for Tiny Deuce Vaughn. Dino package. That's what they should call it. The Dino package. When you have Cavante Turpin and Deuce Vaughn. Oh my gosh. Come on with it.
Now, I don't know if it was one of those things. Now,
I wouldn't panic. I would not panic about that.
I think this is a thing because we saw with what Bobby was talking about yesterday with Ferguson. I think they are just playing with the lineup a little bit because you did see Ferguson back today getting a little bit more. But the thing is with Spanford is that, and we were talking about him and catching the football.
Mm-hmm.
It's still what it is.
It's not natural.
It's not, and they do that.
That's the only thing, and that's why I can't wait. I got to see it because when I'm listening to other folks, right, and they breaking it down, they have their eyes, right? That's why it's so important for me to go out there to Oxnard. I ain't too proud to beg, but I need to be there so I can see, and I can give y'all the real breakdown of everything. And I'm not saying that Broad is not giving you the realness. But what he's saying is things that I kind of know. That Spanford, he could run like he could run. That brother can run. I mean, God, dog, he can run, and he can block. But the hands are parquet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, God gave you everything but hands, right? Sheesh.
This drill where they have these bags with these extended like pads for arms.
Uh-huh.
And so he has to come around the pad and then, he just doesn't look comfortable doing it. It's just like he's kind of fighting himself a little bit.
It's hard
catching the ball.
Got to become one with the pigskin, man.
But Ferguson,
he just you catch with your eyes, y'all. You catch with your eyes. You see through the catch. You nose the ball. And if Spanford, we got plenty of time to fix this stuff, dog. We got plenty of time to make sure that our guys are on the right page. All we got to do. You know who had the solid hand, the nicest hands for the Cowboys in the last 20 years? Like you throw it, he catches it. Jason Witten. Jason Witten had the solid hands, man, the nicest hands that the Cowboys seen in the last 20 years. Jason Witten. Yeah, Jason Witten. But he's the inverse of everything that Brevin Spanford is. Brevin Spanford got the size, the speed, the vertical. He could jump out of the building. He can block. But got no hands, right? Jason Witten got hands, but he got size, but he had no speed, no burst, no acceleration, none of that stuff. And it's just for what it is, Cowboy Nation. All right, let me know, man. Y'all enjoying this show, man? Because I'm seeing the numbers are real down, man. Are y'all enjoying this show? Should we continue to go forward? What's going on? Are y'all okay? Did y'all get the notifications? What's going on?
Some couple nice, really little seam plays down there that were really good. But if I could go back, like I say, they were practicing some toss. Okay, here I'm about to get in trouble here.
Lamb and Turpin toss?
Yeah, yeah. Like, you're thinking, okay, well, here's going to be that, put that big number, put that big wide receivers out there and just let them crack down inside. You know, the crack toss stuff like that.
Mingo out there.
Mingo, yeah. Remember how Mingo on the edge and then get
one of your better blockers.
Get those guys.
Is this like end around toss or is this
no,
like out
no?
of the backfield?
This is like lined up like in an eye and then just toss it.
Cool.
You know, and you're like,
well, you saw that with Turpin at the end of last year when they made him like a tailback.
They last year. And it's a good thing because I got a chance to talk to Steve Simcoe on this. They have some creative, and I mean just that creative opportunities with the Cowboys backfield because Steve Simcoe, even though he's not the coordinator now, he's the quarterback coach. He said, "Man, you know, we can put Kevontae Turpin out in space. We can create ways whereas when he catches that ball, he can literally go out of bounds and not get hit by those bigger linebackers. Maybe a cornerback can hit him here and there, but it's the linebackers that can hit him and just take him out. Man, come on. He's 180. Oh, my bad. They're putting too much weight on him. He's about 155 to 160 pounds, right? One hit in his sayonara, you know, and what we're getting at is that you can literally work this out with him if you give him the ball and tell him, hey, shoot up field, get out of bounds. End around, get out of bounds. 9 for your mind, catch it, run as fast as you can until you hit the goal line. There's never been a person to catch Kevontae Turpin for what he told me from behind, right? So you can't catch him if he gets open space. And for the life of me, it just hit me like, if you got a dangerous weapon like Kevontae Turpin, and you seen what he was able to do on kickoff returns, why not have little smokes and drags and packages, wheel routes, give him the ball out in space so that he can eat? Yeah. Some people are gadgety for a reason. There was a guy that played his entire career as a gadgety guy. He just now retiring, I believe. What's his name? Cordell and them. What's his last name? Patterson or something like that? Peterson, Cordell. There was a guy that played for and he just stayed hurt. But you can utilize him for that. And I'm thinking about way back in the days. He played for the Seattle Seahawks. He played for the Vikings. He was phenomenal. He come from one of those Florida teams. And he just kept getting hurt. But and then he loved the weed. At that time, it was illegal. But you can put Turpin, and y'all know his name, put it in the chat. Cordell was one, but what's the other kid name from Florida? He was really good. I wanted the Cowboys to get him, but he stayed hurt anyway. I know y'all got his name at the tip of your tongue. We played against him when he played with the Vikings, and the dude was phenomenal. I think he played for the Seattle Seahawks too. His name is at the tip of my tongue, but you can utilize him in that light. Percy Harvin, yeah, my dog, appreciate you. Yeah, Tyreek, Percy Harvin. You can utilize Turpin in those packages like a Percy Harvin, right? But you just look, when it's time for you to run inside the split, get on the ground, dog, get on the ground. They coming for you. So if you can do that, Cowboy Nation, with knowing, we got to know that this offense is going to be explosive. There's not a way in life that you can sit back and say to yourself that if a team is going to really say, okay, with CeeDee Lamb, we're going to put one-on-ones to CeeDee Lamb, and we're going to put one-on-ones to George, and we're going to trust everybody else to man up on everything. No way. It's impossible for us to do that, right? So what I'm getting at, shout out to you, Corey Carter, appreciate you on the Facebook side. If we can do that, then everything will work its way out, especially as it relates to Kevontae Turpin. It's not like Turpin is a terrible route runner. It's not like Turpin got bad speed. It's just on his size and stature, I guess, you know. But let's listen to more Brian Broaddus, man. They're doing a great job over there.
Like, they were a couple of times where they just handed him the ball.
Yeah.
And it was to the line of scrimmage and through. Yeah. And you're like going, all right, here we go. I like what we're doing here.
Yeah, I like that.
But I will say this. How about our guy Thomas, the guard that from
Nate Thomas, Louisiana.
He was playing backup right tackle today.
Well, okay, so he was a tackle. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, we just
I was going to
figured-
ask you about that because we saw him.
Yeah. I liked his tape at tackle, but I
Yeah.
just figured, I mean, last year he moved into guard. So do you. But that's interesting. Maybe he's a guy that can compete for some swing opportunity.
Yeah.
Or, ooh, baby. Or it could be just this right here, Cowboy Nation. We got Connor Riley, and now we're looking at this offensive line, and then we're looking at what can happen and what should happen. And we're saying the things that we like football people, like we were saying, ain't this right, Corey? Ain't this right, Los Altos? The things that we ultimately like, seeing, and that we know that could be tangible, that we absolutely can see it. Look, let's just be real. It's not like Mike Solari was staying up 8, 9 o'clock at night. His bedtime was like probably 6:30, 7 o'clock, right? The old man need to get his rest, right? This guy, Connor Riley, probably stayed up all night looking at every single offensive lineman and saying, how can I get the better of the best out of these guys? Oh, he's okay at guard. Let me give you back to his athletic form and put him at right tackle. Now Terrence still looking at this thing saying, hey, what's going on? I got to pep up my step now. Hey, I'm not saying that Terrence Steele could be removed off the front five, but what I'm getting at is that now we can see some realness in this offensive line coaching room.
Because he was playing as that right tackle, I thought, well, they're going to plug him in and let him play some guard.
Because they've got an overflow of guards now with the addition of Robert Jones.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
That is absolutely right. All right. So we've got wide receivers doing some of the stuff in the backfield right now, and I think that's something you're gonna continue to see right there. Today, I'll tell you what, man, it is when you watch when they get down in the goal line, what they're gonna do here is they're gonna use Pickens. And they're going to use Lamb to the same side is what they're going to do.
As they should.
As they should.
Today, Pickens was the underneath guy. Lamb was the underneath guy. Pickens was the over-top corner guy.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're taking advantage.
All right. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and depart. I appreciate you guys. The engagement level is just too low for right now. But there will be more content throughout the day. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's all the time that we have for this moment. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go. Appreciate y'all. Peace.